Good morning，我哋又去出發啦。呢次仲係去Hat Yai，呢次係揸車去。Let's go。
呢條片係 specially made for those who want to drive to Hat Yai. Therefore, I compiled all the information that required for us to travel from Malaysia to Thailand and come back in 12 simple steps. So before we start our journey to Hat Yai, 一定要食下早餐先啦，因為 we do not know how long we need to wait at the immigration office there. 聽聞可以等上2至3個鐘頭嘅。本來想食個簡簡單單嘅早餐，但係睇到蘿蔔都忍唔住叫咗一份。Alright， 食飽咗啦，可以 start our journey 啦。We will use the North South Highway to travel from Penang to Changlun, Kedah. The entire journey is around 1 hour and 33 minutes. But why Changlun, Kedah? Aren't we going to Hat Yai? Don't worry, you will know it later. To drive across the Malaysia-Thai border, you need to prepare these 3 items: passport, driving license, and your car card, or also known as a vehicle registration card. This condition only applies if you are car owner. If you are not, then you have to prepare another extra documentation which is called authorization letter from the car owner itself. So you need the car owner to write the letter, and both of you have to get it stamped and certified by the COO, Commission of Oaths. Without this, it is considered illegal to drive across Thai border. Right? You also have to prepare this list of documents: car insurance, TM2 and TM3 documents, TM6 arrival card, also known as white card, pump your petrol, and also a Thai SIM card. That is why we are stopping at Changlun. We will get all this documentation done, and then we will go and pump the petrol before we cross the border. So this insurance company that we are going is called Naluri Aman Sindrian Berhad. I will place this information at the description there for you all. Right in front of you is the duty-free shop. On your right-hand side, you have a money changer and the insurance company.
Okay.
Apa insurans?
Yes, insurance. Full set itu macam mana? Ini cover for both side ke?
Okay. Compulsory ni dia akan cover third party punya medical. Mungkin jadi apa-apa dia akan cover third party punya medical lah. Tapi
Okay.
kalau ni Thai resident, yang this one ni dia akan cover third party punya medical kita dengan third party punya property damage.
Okay lah. Inilah full set. SIM card ada sini.
Ada je.
Berapa?
Kalau beli insurans kita akan voucher ni, kopi ni boleh ambil kat sana percuma sahaja. Yang dua ni discount voucher, in case nak beli barang dalam duty free dia ada discount lah.
Okay. So 所有嘅 package 店又有一個飲嘅嘢，兩個 duty free
一個賣
賣
香水賣型，一個賣chocolate。
Okay, not bad. So 而家要等15分鐘搞掂我哋嘅 insurance 同埋 fill in 我哋嘅 T2 T3 係咪？the card insurance card. So only then 我哋先過去攞翻我哋 passport 先做我哋嘅 SIM card。你唔好咁開心啊！以為呢度有 duty free 可以直頭賣翻嚟嘅時候先買。呢啲係 for 泰國人嚟 Malaysia 要翻去嘅時候，呢個係佢哋嘅 stop by， 你要 show 你嘅 passport。嚟咗Malaysia住咗4日3夜先可以買。我哋要買嘅話，要喺泰國嘅custom 嗰度翻嚟嘅時候，先喺嗰度嘅 duty free 嗰度買。So 呢度唔係俾我哋買嘅，唔好搞錯。Dah siap ah? Okay.
So in total it is 155 ringgit, 100 ringgit for insurance covering both parties in the accident, 5 ringgit is preparing the TM2 and TM3 form, and 50 ringgit is for 2 SIM card, unlimited data for 7 days. 千祈要記住 double check all the documentation, including your names, car plate number, and also the car information. You do not want the documentation to have wrong information when you crossing the border. So 最尾一樣嘢你需要做嘅就係泵 petrol 啦。The petrol station, the only one will be on your right hand side. So you have to find a junction in front, U-turn and get your car fully filled up with petrol. As we all know, the petrol price in Malaysia is much cheaper than Thailand. So get it pumped before you regret. Now there are 2 borders that you can use to cross over to Hat Yai. One is Padang Besar, another one Bukit Kayu Hitam. If you choose to go through Padang Besar to reach Hat Yai, you need to drive another extra 40 minutes from Changlun to Padang Besar, then continue your journey to Hat Yai. The entire journey is 1 hour and 47 minutes. However, if you go through Bukit Kayu Hitam, you will reach Hat Yai straight away with 1 hour and 6 minutes. 終於係時候要 cross the border 咯。So you will first arrive at the security and emergency checkpoint. Follow the lane on the right and proceed to the counter that open. The entire process is around 10 to 15 seconds only. What you need to do is just write down your window and say hi to them. If they want to check, proceed to let them check your car. As you can see in the video, sometimes it takes less than 10 seconds. Then you may proceed to Malaysia Immigration Checkpoint. At this checkpoint, you need to get ready your passport to be stamped. However, you do not need to get down from your car. When you arrive at the checkpoint, collect all the passport from your passenger including yourself and pass it to the officer through your car window. You do not require to get down from your car unless you've been requested by the officer. The entire process is very fast. You do not require to queue for a long time. They have several counters open, especially during the peak season. Once you get back your passport, check before you proceed to Malaysia and Thailand border. That is why 你睇到我哋揸到咁慢，因為我哋正緊慢慢 check after we get our passport stamp.睇到冇？前邊有成列嘅 bus and van parked by the roadside. When you see this, you can expect Thai immigration office 嗰度會有好多人排緊隊啦。I'm not sure whether there are passengers waiting inside the bus here. If not, they have to walk 11 minutes to cross this border to reach the Thai immigration office. Especially if you walk halfway and it begins to rain, it will be truly a nightmare. Right in front is the Thailand Immigration Office. At this point, you need to turn left and proceed to line up. Passengers have to get down and go into the immigration office to get their passport stamp. Meanwhile, the driver have to proceed to the checkpoint, get their passport stamp and present their TM2 and TM3 form. One of the copy will be taken by the officer. For your information, TM2 and TM3 is just the same piece of paper, front and back page. This video was recorded during the year-end peak season. That is why 成個 Thai Immigration Office 有咁多人。So at this point, passenger can get down from their car and walk towards the immigration office. And the driver have to wait patiently and nothing else you can do. As I mentioned previously, you need to get your passport stamp at this checkpoint and submit your TM2 and TM3 form. It is different from Malaysia Immigration Office. You need to get down at this checkpoint and present yourself to the officer. Once you get your passport stamp, submitted one copy of TM2 TM3 form, you may proceed to find a parking space and park your car, because you need to get down and go and line up to do your vehicle's declaration. This is the most time-consuming part of the entire process. I waited nearly 2 hours before I got my chance to do my declaration. They have several counters open to handling this process. Unfortunately, it was overwhelmed by tourists that day. During the declaration process, you will need to submit your car card, your passport, and also your TM2 TM3 form. They will give you another new form and you will proceed to sign 3 places and answer several questions. Once the officer chop and sign the document, you may continue your journey to Hat Yai. But you need to safeguard this document because you need to return them when you're crossing back to Malaysia.
From 嗰度架單我哋嗰個架，即係睇到幾大分別。係我哋會 pass by Greenway。Okay.
This time, they decided not to stay near the Lee Garden area. Instead, 我哋決定咗住喺 Lee Garden 嘅後邊多幾條街 ，which is not that far. It's still within walking distance to Lee Garden. 原因係好簡單，因為呢個 hotel 有一個gated parking space。如果你未睇過我 post 關於黑一美食嘅 blog， 記得要 click the link at the end of this video and enjoy. Hey, 早晨 Today we are driving back home. Before 我哋返去 first thing, have a breakfast first. This market is just few streets behind Lee Garden, not very far from our hotel.
煎魚，
如果你哋都有興趣嘅話，不妨嚟呢度睇下啦。
呢個食咩？個魚好大。
個魚仲生嘅。
我哋行咗幾轉先發現到路邊有一個hawker centre，雖然賣嘅嘢唔係好多，但係好路嘅，好authentic。老實講，雖然睇上嚟好簡單，但係味道真係好好食。最重要嘅係佢價錢係真係好。Compared to other morning market or night market， 一杯泰式奶茶最少要48。坐下，突然間落咗咁大水，冇法啦，冇攞把遮，只好喺嗰度等咯。如果你哋喺合一有多餘嘅時間，不妨都嚟呢度行下啦。OK， 好啦，雨都停啦 ，It's time to drive back。其實對我嚟講，揸車嚟合一係幾安全嘅。呢度嘅人揸車比較慢，比較守規矩，好少睇人衝紅綠燈。好啦 ，We are arriving at the Thai Immigration Office. As usual, stick to the left lane and turn left. Today is Monday. That is why 你睇到好少人喺 Thai Immigration Office. At this point, let your passenger go down and stamp their passport, while the driver have to proceed to the next checkpoint. Actually, the entire path is just like a big roundabout. The driver let the passenger go down on the left-hand side of the building, and the driver drive to the right-hand side of the building, stamp their passport, and pick up the passenger again. So this is the checkpoint where the driver will get his passport stamp and also return the white card. So what left with you is the vehicle's declaration form, and you need to proceed to counter 8 to submit it. Once you get your passport stamp, remember to stop by in front and pick up your passenger. Don't forget them and left them at the Thai immigration office. After you pick up your passenger, you may proceed to in front counter 8. You may wonder why those cars in front of me didn't stop by at the counter 8. This is because they are from Thailand. Because they need to proceed to Malaysia immigration office to do their declaration. Once you submitted your form to counter 8, you may proceed to cross the border back to Malaysia. If you wish to buy something from the duty-free store, you may proceed to the building on your right-hand side. But don't get overexcited. The choices in there are far lesser than Naluri Aman Syndrome Berhad. Finally, we return back to Malaysia Immigration Office. Just like usual, proceed to the checkpoint and get your passport stamp, and then your car inspection. So this will be your last step. Remember, when the officer requests you to open your car boot, get down and open and show it to them. Usually they will ask you a few questions, what you purchase and what you carry. After that, you may proceed to go home. After watching this video clip, I believe that you don't have problem at all to cross the border from Malaysia to Thailand and come back. But do take note if you are traveling during peak season, especially when you are crossing the border during Friday and coming back on Sunday. The amount of waiting time will be totally unpredictable. And whatever I show here might be 2 to 3 times longer than usual. You can expect the same thing happen at the Padang Besar immigration. Like this 條片 and subscribe this channel, and also follow my IG where I will share more of my coming trip. Next vlog, I will share about my experience trying out Chuk Tea and Ama Dim Sum in Hat Yai. Sharing what's the difference between this Leongkan Dim Sum Dim to my 之前嘅 trip Chuk Chai Dim Sum.